If you are listening to this right now, do not scroll past, because what is happening in this moment is not random, it is not an algorithm, and it is not an accident. You were led here because a legal transaction has just taken place in the spiritual realm concerning your life, and heaven has authorized that you be notified. For months, maybe even years, you have felt pressure you could not explain, like your life was under review, like your finances, your peace, and even your name were being questioned. You did nothing wrong, yet doors slowed down, money slipped through your fingers, and favor seemed delayed. You prayed, you stayed faithful, you kept showing up, and still it felt like something unseen was standing in the way. Hear me carefully now. What you were feeling was not imagination, it was investigation. And today that investigation has reached a verdict. The judge of the universe has reviewed the evidence, examined the record, and issued a ruling in your favor. This is not a warning to the enemy. This is not a negotiation. This is a divine warrant. Something has been signed in heaven that directly affects what will happen in your life next. That heaviness you carried is lifting. That delay you endured is expiring. What was held up is about to be released. You did not come to this video for motivation. You came for notification. Something has shifted behind the scenes, and you are about to see justice move from the spiritual realm into the natural one. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear is not encouragement, it is enforcement. And by the end of this message, you will understand why the season of struggle is closing, and why a new season of restoration is now legally allowed to begin. For a long time now, you have felt like something invisible was watching your life, measuring your steps, weighing your actions, almost as if your name was on a file somewhere you could not access. You tried to explain it logically, calling it stress, calling it bad timing, calling it just another hard season, but deep down you knew it was more than that. You noticed how the pressure increased. Right when you were about to move forward, how unexpected expenses appeared the moment you tried to save. How confusion showed up when clarity was supposed to come. It felt like you were being tested without being told the rules. People misunderstood you. Your intentions were questioned. Your reputation felt fragile, even though you walked with integrity. And the most painful part was watching others, some less faithful, some less disciplined, move ahead, while you felt stuck, limited, restrained. You prayed and asked God why it seemed like the enemy had access to areas of your life that should have been protected. You wondered why your finances were touched, why your peace was disrupted, why your progress felt monitored instead of multiplied. Listen closely, because this is important. That sense of being watched was not paranoia. That constant resistance was not coincidence. What you were experiencing was spiritual scrutiny. Your life was under review, not for punishment, but for judgment. The enemy was pushing, pressing, and probing because he knew time was running out. He was making withdrawals while he still could. That is why the attacks felt targeted, strategic, and repetitive. It was not chaos, it was calculation. But here is what you did not see while you were enduring it. Every prayer you whispered, every time you chose peace over revenge, every moment you remained faithful while feeling unrewarded was being recorded. Evidence was being collected. Your patience was logged. Your obedience was documented. And while you felt like you were under investigation, heaven was actually building a case on your behalf. The pressure was not meant to break you. It was meant once felt like constant surveillance is about to turn into supernatural clearance. The same season that questioned you is now positioning you, because investigations do not last forever, and when the verdict comes back clean, access is restored, restrictions are lifted, and everything that was paused is legally allowed to move forward again. Now you need to understand what was really happening behind the scenes, because the spiritual realm does not operate on emotion, it operates on legality. While you were praying from earth, a courtroom was active in heaven. Scripture tells us that the enemy is an accuser, and an accuser only functions where law is involved. He does not attack randomly. He looks for permissions, agreements, and legal openings. That is why the pressure you experienced felt organized instead of chaotic. The enemy was presenting accusations, trying to justify why he should remain in places that belong to you. He argued that delays were deserved, that lack was normal, that struggle was permanent. And for a season, heaven allowed the process not because you were guilty, but because a case was being built. You must hear this clearly. God does not rush judgments. He allows evidence to speak. Every act of obedience you maintained when it would have been easier to quit became testimony. Every time you refused to retaliate, refused to curse your situation, refused to walk away from faith, you strengthened your position. What you thought was silence from God was actually deliberation. Heaven was reviewing records, accounts were examined, motives were weighed. And when the full picture was clear, when the integrity of your heart was confirmed, the authority shifted. This is the moment where the case turns. The enemy lost leverage. His arguments collapsed. He could no longer justify staying. And that is when the judge acted. This is critical. So listen slowly. God did not just tell the enemy to leave. He authorized enforcement. He issued a warrant. That means what happens next is not based on feelings, timing, or human permission. It is based on law. Warrants do not ask. Warrants authorize seizure. They authorize removal. They authorize restitution. And once a warrant is issued, it cannot be ignored. This is why the atmosphere around your life is changing even before you see the results. Resistance is weakening. Delays are breaking. Pressure is lifting. The same realm that once allowed opposition is now demanding release. You are not stepping into a hopeful season. You are stepping into a legally backed one. What was argued against you has been overturned. What was paused has been approved. And from this point forward, the enemy is no longer negotiating. He is being evicted because the court has ruled, the record is sealed, and enforcement has already begun. So, what exactly changed in your case? And why did heaven rule in your favor now and not before? This is where many people misunderstand divine timing. You were not delayed because you were unworthy. You were not blocked because you were disqualified. You were allowed to walk through pressure because pressure reveals alignment. When the enemy accused you, heaven did not look first at your bank account or your current results. Heaven examined your heart. It looked at how you responded when resources were low, when recognition was absent, when answers were slow. You did not harden. You did not become bitter. You did not compromise your integrity to survive. You kept giving even when it hurt. You kept honoring God even when it felt unrewarded. You kept your spirit clean while being misunderstood. And this matters more than you realize because, in the courts of heaven, character is currency. Your consistency became evidence. Your restraint became proof. Your obedience under pressure shifted the legal weight of the case. At the same time, the enemy overplayed his hand. He crossed lines. He took more than he was authorized to take. He charged hidden fees to your life. He extended delays beyond their allowance. He interfered with opportunities that were already approved. And when that happened, the law turned against him. This is when theft was no longer tolerated. This is when occupation became trespassing. Heaven saw not just opposition, but violation. That is when judgment accelerated. God reviewed the full timeline, not just your struggle, but your faithfulness within it. And when the review was complete, the verdict was clear. You were found faithful. The enemy was found guilty. That is why this moment feels different. You are not hoping something will change. Something already has. The rules governing your life have been rewritten. What was once permitted is now illegal. What was once delayed is now overdue. And because the ruling is final, enforcement is mandatory. This is why resistance feels weaker. This is why answers are coming faster. This is why doors you could not open before are beginning to move with little effort. It is not because circumstances suddenly became friendly. It is because the authority over your life has shifted. Heaven is no longer observing. Heaven is intervening. And when heaven intervenes, outcomes change quickly, because no power that opposed you before has the legal right to stand in your way anymore. Now listen carefully, because this is the point where the ruling moves from paper into action. A warrant is not issued for discussion, it is issued for execution. When heaven authorizes restitution, it does not depend on your enemies cooperating, understanding, or agreeing. Enforcement begins whether they like it or not. This is where many people miss what God is doing because they expect relief to look gentle. But legal restoration is forceful. It removes, it reclaims, it redirects. What the enemy occupied is being reclaimed. What was siphoned off is being demanded back. This is not symbolic language. This is spiritual enforcement. Angels are not being sent to encourage you. They are being sent to retrieve what was taken. They are entering systems you cannot touch. They are influencing decisions you cannot control. They are applying pressure where resistance once lived. That is why unexpected favor is about to show up. That is why approvals will come without explanation. That is why people who ignored you will suddenly remember you. This is not luck. This is compliance. The warrant is heavy, and everything resisting it must yield. But here is where your participation matters. You cannot stay silent in a season of enforcement. Silence was permitted during review. Agreement is required during execution. You must align your words with the verdict. Stop declaring lack. Stop repeating delay. Stop identifying with struggle. Those statements belong to an expired season. Speak like someone whose case has already been decided. Speak like someone expecting release. Speak like someone preparing to receive. And now I want you to do something that seals this moment. If this message confirms what you have been feeling, if you recognize your story in these words, I want you to type the word restored in the comments right now, not later, right now. That comment is not for me. It is your agreement with the ruling. It is your signature on the release. And if you are still in the middle of the process, but you feel the shift beginning, type enforce it in the comments. Let heaven know you are ready to receive what has been authorized. Do not watch approach this quietly. Participation matters in this season, and as you comment, stay alert this week. Pay attention to messages, calls, opportunities, ideas, and favor that seem sudden. Enforcement often looks ordinary at first, but it carries supernatural weight. This is not the end of your struggle story. This is the beginning of your restitution testimony. The warrant has been issued, execution has begun, and what belongs to you is no longer negotiable.